You're gonna be making noise this whole video, aren't you? Don't look at me like that. You know I'm talking to you. Hey guys, so the previous video that I posted, 2 weeks ago now, I did say that there wasn't going to be a video last week. It was because of Parzival's surgery. Parzival has basically fully recovered from his surgery. He didn't have any issues except for a weird reaction to the anti-inflammatory they gave me, but aside, if that's all I had to deal with, I'm grateful. They said between 7 and 10 days is where you need to be restricted. He seems totally fine. The wound actually seems really healed too. Unfortunately, with his surgery and his weird reaction to the anti-inflammatories, that made the last couple of weeks a lot harder than they needed to be. If you guys have started following me on Twitch, you noticed that I didn't stream one of the days this week. It was, Tuesday? And I also haven't done any animation in a little bit. I finally have those creative juices going again. I actually paused on working on a project right now, so that way I could talk to you guys right here. Speaking of talking to you guys, I remembered my login to my Twitter. And I'm gonna start using that again because it's literally the best way that I can talk to you guys, and that is going to be the only thing that I use it for. I don't scroll through Twitter because I don't find anything interesting on Twitter. It's not like Instagram where you find people's fan arts and things like that. I'm not wearing my ring. It's not like Instagram where you can come across fan art and you're following things that you actually want to be following, and yeah, you have some advertisements here and there, but Twitter is a freaking mess. So my Twitter is back up and running. I'm going to tweet out later today once I post the video, and I'm going to tweet whenever I'm going live on Twitch as well. I'm also going to keep you guys updated as far as life updates if I can't stream one day and changes to the schedule or whatever, because life happens. Life can happen really quickly in 24 hours, and I'm very adaptable, but I also feel bad if I don't let the people who are expecting something of me know that they're not getting what they're expecting. I understand that there are expectations of me, but there will be times that those expectations will not be met. C'est la vie, right? Good boy. Oh wow, you're warm to the touch. It must be nice out. And I'm cooped up inside working on PC stuff. That's actually one of the really unfortunate things about working on your PC, is that when you have those nice days, you literally feel like you don't get to enjoy them. And I personally really enjoy being in the sun. One of Bradley's coworkers though has a boat, and I'm gonna tell Bradley he needs to get a hold of him because I could seriously go for soaking up some vitamin D. So this video is going to be strictly about a life update since I was gone the last 2 weeks and the streaming has been a little bit scarce. Even the streams have gotten shorter. Well, kind of shorter. I try to stream at the very least until Bradley gets home, and Bradley comes home around 5 p.m. But like I said, I just haven't had the energy to commit to working on animation or anything like that. There's a couple of things that I have planned that I want to do, but I have to have the time to do the preparation to do those things, and that's where I'm struggling. I have plenty of time when I'm done streaming to work on stuff to prepare for my next stream, but for some reason I can't utilize that time. I can't tell you why. Also, one of the reasons that I really couldn't stream for extended periods of time, why I didn't stream one of the days, I was extremely tired. As I mentioned, Parzival had his surgery, and there were some reactions he was having, and it was to the point where I was worried. Funny enough, there was a day I was at work, and I told myself when I get home I'm going to call the vet, so that way I can report this, because I don't know if it's the surgery, if it's the medicine, if it's something else entirely. I don't care what it is, but I want a professional to know and let me know if I should really be as worried as what I am, because I'm losing sleep over this. Parzival was waking me up at 2 a.m. every night after his surgery. Now, I understand that that's part of having a puppy, but that doesn't mean that I wasn't tired when I have to be up at 5 a.m. for my job. And the thing is when he would wake me up at 2 a.m., I would have to get up out of bed and walk around and go let him out, and then he wouldn't cooperate going back in his crate and everything, and I woke up too much to a point where I was awake basically until my alarm. I think there was one night where I don't know how long I fell asleep for, but I know I fell asleep, but I don't think it was for very long. And you know how when you fall asleep but it's for such a short increment of time, it almost feels like you wake up even more dead to the world. That was exactly what happened there. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining about Parzival. I love him, and I'm loving every part of this, almost every part of this experience. I'm not gonna lie, there are parts that are not enjoyable, and I see things on Instagram all the time about people who are like, oh, I don't miss the puppy phase, it was way too much work, and then they go back on their words and they're like, oh no, I miss those days. I don't think I'm going to. I cannot wait until he actually has the established routine and understands what I need from him and what he needs from me and all that. I cannot wait for that point in time. But maybe in the future when I look back, as far as nostalgia goes, then I'll miss it. But as of right now, I really don't think I'm going to. But like I said, I'm not complaining about Parzival. These are things that I had to do in order to make sure he's healthy. But I'm going to complain because I was tired and I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do. It is extremely difficult when you have these creative urges and you can't commit to them because you don't have the energy to do so. It was exactly what Chick-fil-A did to me for those past 4 years I worked over there. I committed way too much of my own energy into the job that I didn't have time to do my hobbies. I haven't touched my novel in weeks, probably because I'm a bit too caught up in the animation. I haven't touched that in weeks. I haven't done an animation. The past couple of streams I did have been game streams. But like I said, I finally have those creative juices going. I'm working on a project now. I'm doing the sketch animation of something, of a reanimation again. Reanimations are like exponentially great practice. I'm not gonna lie. I love the idea of doing reanimations. It's a lot easier to do in 2D animation versus 3D animation because I don't have the material to do it in most of my 3D animation programs. That's probably why I'm committing a bit more to the 2D animation versus 3D animation. I miss doing 3D animation, but like I said, I don't have the material right now, or I might never have it, and I'm not sure if I can incorporate that into a stream because I typically synchronize my animations to music. My 2D animations, I don't know how to do that, at least not yet. I haven't been doing that, so that's why I can stream those. Plus, they take a bit more of an extended period of time, so it fills up those streams. I don't know exactly, but where was I going with this? The lack of energy was like the biggest contribution to my not streaming and the shorter streams, because there was one day I quit streaming, I think it was not even at the 3-hour mark, and I shut it down because I just couldn't do it anymore. And then the day that I didn't stream, I remember coming home and just falling asleep on the couch. So when I finally woke up, it was past the time it was just past the time I would start streaming, and I just decided I wasn't going to do it. But that's why I ended up setting up the Twitter, so that way I can at least let you guys know. So this video might seem kind of short. It was just a quick update because I didn't exactly know what else to talk about. I think in the future, what I'm going to start doing is recording myself on the streams and then doing like speed animations similar to what like Camilla does with hers. I don't want to seem like I'm just copying her, but they are really good ideas and I think you guys would enjoy watching them. Especially like the other day I did a stream that I was drawing one of the characters from my novel. And I think you guys would enjoy like a speed paint as well if I knew how to draw better, but maybe. So unfortunately I was extremely devoid of energy for the past couple of weeks and I wanted to apologize for that, but I am only human. I'm also thinking about dropping one of my days of streaming, and I'm thinking I'm just going to drop Monday and do a Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday stream until I start figuring out a routine of how to prepare for my next streams and all that fun stuff. Or maybe I'll do Tuesday where it's like one day on, one day off, one day off, and one day off. I'll let you guys know on Twitter. But on the... Either bugs just flew into the window or somebody was tapping on my window. I'm scared now. Parzival. Okay. But I was going to say on a more positive note, Parzival recovered just fine after his surgery. My creative juices are coming back. I'm finally catching up on my sleep. And I'm setting up Twitter so that way I can be a little bit more in contact with you guys. I am going to post on Twitter strictly to be in contact with you guys. That doesn't mean I'm not going to respond to anything. I'm just not going to respond to things outside of my own threads is basically what I'm saying. So I'll make a post. If somebody responds to it, I could respond back or something like that. But if somebody, say, tags me in something, I'm not going to look into it. Twitter is just so messy and it stresses me out. So that's just how it's going to be. So link to my Twitter will be in the description below, just like it was before. I don't know why I ever took it out. Some of my old videos might actually still have it, now that I think about it. Because I didn't go through and delete them whenever I, like, restarted my YouTube channel. So, anyway, that link and the link to my Twitch will be in the description below. You guys can go check those out, and I'll see you next week. Bye, guys. So link to that will be down below, link to my Twitch will be down below. There! Why can I not say this? Did I do that in the last video or was it the video before? Why can I not say this? Typical me getting tongue-tied. I normally like cut and paste them to the end of the video. And that's what I do still because it's fun.